triple review this week. I've got The International, I've got Friday the 13th, and I've got Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. Okay, how about we go in descending order from best to worst, because we've got a really good, a sort of average, and a really crappy movie on this. So, good one first, The International. This one has Clive Owen and Naomi Watts, and the bad guy from Eastern Promises. I don't know the actor's name. Those guys and a whole bunch of other guys that I don't recognize are in this movie. But pretty much, Clive Owen is an Interpol agent, and Naomi Watts is like assistant district attorney at New York or something like that. And they're trying to take down this bank, the International Bank of Business and Credit, the IBBC, I think, is what they call it. So, pretty much this bank is doing all these illegal arms deals to try to control the economies of all these dependent nations. And pretty much they're just, Naomi Watts and Clive Owen are trying to bring this bank down. But every time they do, the people end up getting killed that are trying to. So it's really this sort of international, cross-country, traveling sort of espionage movie. But it's not boring. Don't think that, I mean, I know that makes it sound boring. It's like, Clive Owen, this summer, faces a bank. No, I mean, it's more exciting than that. It is really tense through most of the movie. It really only has like 2 or 3 major foot chases / shootouts. The one big one, the one in the Guggenheim, is absolutely one of the best shootouts filmed ever. So go see it just for that, because that is worth. That scene right there is a 4-star scene. Unfortunately, the movie's long. It's 2 hours, around 2 hours even, plus the trailers. You're looking at sitting there for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So be prepared to have a lot of exposition, a lot of talking about the plot. It seems to go by a little slower than I would have liked, because the exciting scenes are really exciting, but then when it stops to explain, it gets bogged down a good deal. And a lot of people think the ending's a little anticlimactic. I like the ending because, you know, the movie wasn't afraid to do something a little different and not have the stereotypical, you know, slam bang ending. I'm not saying that it ends with like a non-ending, because it does have an ending. I'm going to give this movie 3.5 stars. I would probably see it again whenever it comes out on DVD. I would definitely say go see it before it exits theaters, because you need to see that one shootout. It lasts about 10 minutes, and it is the absolute highlight of the movie. All right, the middle film is Friday the 13th. Essentially, all you need to know is if you like all the other Friday the 13th movies, then you'll like this one. It essentially just retells the first 2 or 3 movies in a neat little 90-minute package. And it has Jason Faster in this one. He's not this slow lumbering guy. He's more ghost-like too, even though this movie actually changes some of the lore to make him not this supernatural killer, yet he somehow still is. So it's really cheesy, you know. It's just set up for all the kills. Unfortunately, I thought the kills were a little average. There's like a couple really good ones, but then the rest are more just along the lines of, you know, getting stabbed, getting slashed, just getting thrown across the room, stuff like that. And the movie's pretty dark in terms of lighting, so a lot of times you're not seeing like bright red blood splatter like you would see in the old ones. You're essentially seeing, you know, like the dark purple blood, and even that is sort of obscured. It does have a lot of throwbacks to the old movies. Like there's a pillow, oh not a pillow, a sleeping bag kill. So and they had some of those in the old ones. And the ending's obviously an homage to the ending of the first one, even though it does feel tacked on. But honestly, I mean, if you look back at the old ones and you look at how they all ended and all the ridiculous plots they had, this one is much more straightforward than a lot of the later Friday the 13th movies. So it's a decent little horror movie, but you've seen it before. But at least it doesn't try to have this faux sense of actually having a good plot like My Bloody Valentine did, and at least it doesn't hurt your eyes to the point of bleeding like the 3D in My Bloody Valentine did. So at least it's got some good going for it. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Now, Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. First off, I want to say that I did not go into this movie expecting it to be good. I expected it to at least have higher production values than the 1994 Jean-Claude Van Damme one, which, unfortunately, it actually doesn't have better production values. Sure, the costumes are more realistic, but honestly, the fight scenes are almost as crappy. There's one particular fight scene where Chun-Li does this ridiculously stupid fighting move, and I mean, I rolled my eyes. And the acting in this is just as bad as the 1994 version. Actually, there's one performance, that of Chris Klein, who plays Nash in this, that is worse than any performance I have seen in a theatrical film in a very long time. The guys in the epic movie Meet the Spartans movies, they had better performances than Chris Klein. The movies aren't better, but the performances are. But I mean, this guy, Chris Klein, he was one of the guys in American Pie and American Pie 2. I don't remember his name, but he literally just sort of struts throughout the movie with this, I'm obviously a douchebag, but I'm the cool cop too, air about him, and he just talks like this the whole time because he's better than everyone else. So he literally sinks every single scene he's in. And that's not to say that the rest of the movie is good. It's not. The writing's pretty bad. There's a really cheesy lines everywhere. The ending is morally horrifying, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I mean, if you pay attention at all to the movie, the ending, from a moral standpoint, makes absolutely 0 sense. 0 sense at all. And the movie attempts this great moral code. It does. It attempts to have like this greater, deeper meaning, and it fails miserably. I'm giving this movie 1 star. I don't think anyone should have to go see it. I'm hoping that it ends up flopping like it deserves, because I mean, the studio that made this I don't even know what studio it was, put in no effort to try to market this thing. I mean, I only knew about it because there was a poster in my movie theater of it, and I was like, oh, a new Street Fighter movie? Hey, it says February 27th. Is that the real release date? I looked it up. Yes, it was. Okay, let's go see it. Well, I shouldn't have. I wasted a Saturday afternoon watching this crap. So, don't even rent it when it comes out. Just ignore this movie completely. Even if you're a fan of the games, everything in it is just bullcrap. A terrible movie, a terrible waste of time. You know what? I'm a little upset about how few good movies are out right now. I really, really am. I mean, next week Watchmen comes out, and the week after that Last House on the Left comes out. But we really don't have much to hold us over until May 1st when Wolverine comes out. So, frustrating because the Oscars just passed. All the Oscar movies are just leaving theaters now, and we always have this drought from now until May when there's like 3 good movies that come out. And gosh, I think we already have 2 of them, Coraline and The International. So what does that leave? 1 more good movie? Hopefully it's Watchmen. So I'm just a little disillusioned now. Maybe I shouldn't have ended with the Street Fighter review. Until next week, this is the Great Bob Ross saying, please make good decisions and don't go see Street Fighter.